more girls here than anywhere in the world, and we play rock and roll. All we do now, we don't like add in. Some clubs will play a little bit of rock and roll. We play only rock and roll. I like the girls that come here.
All right, we're on Disco Acid Cult TV.
Round 2, here we go.
Yeah, second time on the Friday night stream. I already have something that I know I at least want to complain about right away.
Oh, good.
I watched, for the very first time today, I watched Brokeback Mountain.
Okay,
Do you remember that movie came out?
2005, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you remember, like, I was going to church with my family at the time, and that was a big thing that we talked about in church for, like,
Oh, dude, that came out in the height of the Bush era. Like, yeah, that was controversial.
Yeah. First, have you ever seen it?
No, but I've heard it's actually a good movie.
Oh, see, I was going to say, aside from all the jokes I have to make about it, I thought it was a terrible fucking movie.
Really?
Yeah. I went to watch it as a, Protomax watching from the gym. Protomax, are there any girls making selfie videos? I went to watch it from the perspective of just like, you know, a guy that likes movies and like mentally critiques movie, you know, a movie snob. That's how I was watching it. I was like, I'm going to put aside all the gay jokes and I'm just going to watch it as a movie.
Sure.
So like, it's a love story, right? Between these two gay guys. And first of all, like, I don't believe it. They basically fuck a couple times up on a mountain while they're working. Kind of seems like out of loneliness. And then after that, I'm just supposed to believe. Just told a fat chick, oh, God damn it. Actually, yeah. Britain, tell fat chicks to subscribe so that when they finally do come on, they just see me talking bad about fat chicks. Basically, the love was undeserved. Like, they do it a couple times on a mountain, and then I'm just supposed to believe that the movie takes place over the course of 20 years, which I also hate. You know, there are some movies where there are, like, time skips.
Yeah.
This movie's just full of time skips that you don't even know where you are anymore. Like, it goes from, they say it's from 63 to 83. Like, a quarter into the movie, I'm like, when the fuck is this happening at this? Like, I don't even know when anything's happening.
Oh, so it's actually supposed to be set back in the past?
Yeah, it starts in 1963 and apparently ends in 83.
And aren't both the guys married to women in the movie?
So that's like the worst part of the movie. You're supposed to feel bad for these guys. They're not married when they meet and when they first hook up, but then they go about their lives marrying women and having kids and then destroying their families because they're flamers. So it's like, why don't you not marry women if you know that you're gay and you know it's not going to work? One of them gets married to a woman, has 2 kids with her, starts a totally normal life with her, and then Jake Gyllenhaal shows back up for the first time in like I think like 4 years, they say. And I only know the times because I went to the Wikipedia page and saw it all. Like I said, you have no idea when shit's happening in the movie. He meets up with Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal comes to Heath Ledger's house for the first time in 4 years, and he just starts making out with him. And Heath Ledger's wife looks outside and sees her husband making out with this guy. She's like, what the fuck is going on? And you're supposed to feel bad for the gay guys. And it's like, bro, you guys are like ruining your wives' and kids' lives. Like, why don't, you know, I understand you can't get married when you're gay back then, but like, don't marry a fucking, like, don't drag them into all this. Like, they just destroy people's lives.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure it was a lot more common back then. I mean, given the era that it's supposed to be set in, because, you know, gay people weren't as accepted as they are today. So I'm sure they did have to do that. They had to like create a mask and a whole other life. And, you know, what do they call it? A beard? That's what it's called for lesbians. When a lesbian girl dates a guy, it's called a beard.
but you could also just choose to live your life alone. Like, the way Heath Ledger's character ends is he just ends up living a quiet, secluded life. It's like, you could have just done that in the first place, you know?
Yeah. And
So
not ruin
the whole movie is basically just these guys. They both show up to looking for work. They get hired as like sheep. I don't, it's all Wyoming shit. So they both get hired to take this flock of like 1,000 sheep up to Brokeback Mountain over the summer while the sheep eat and do sheep shit. There is a gay joke I have to make. In the very beginning of the movie, all they have to eat is cans of beans, and Jake Gyllenhaal's character goes, "I'm tired of beans, no more beans." And I'm like, oh, it's because he wants to fuck the other guy in the ass because beans make your ass all shitty. So
Yeah,
he's
I
already
can't. It's
preparing.
disgusting.
Also, the first time they fuck is on Brokeback Mountain, and they're living in the woods in the mountain like for months. So it's like, could you imagine the swamp ass these guys have while they're fucking? And you see the first sex scene is fucking awkward. You literally just see Heath Ledger banging Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't like it because I like these actors. I didn't want to see this, but
Okay, I assumed that Jake Gyllenhaal bottomed, so that's funny.
yep, he is the bottom in the first scene, and then he's the one that's more gay. Heath Ledger is the one. His character is like he makes it a point to say, "I'm not queer." I'm not queer.
Fighting it. I'm fighting the good fight.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you just fucked this guy in the ass. But yeah, so they hook up on Brokeback Mountain. Their boss sees them doing it or doing gay shit. By the way, they were like wrestling shirtless and making out when the boss caught them. But so then the job ends and Jake Gyllenhaal's like, "So what's up? We're gonna what are we doing now?" And Heath Ledger's like, "Nothing, I'm done with you. I'm going, back to where I came from." And so they both go their separate ways. They live their own lives. Heath Ledger marries Michelle Williams. The most unbelievable part of the movie is that Jake Gyllenhaal marries Anne Hathaway. You see her tits in the movie. They're fucking stupendous. And the most unbelievable part is who would rather fuck Heath Ledger than Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
But yeah, they both go their separate ways. They get married, they have kids, and then they get back in touch and they start taking these fishing trips up to Brokeback Mountain where they disappear for days at a time
Fishing for some brown trout up there.
Yeah. While leaving their wives and kids at home. They're just out banging dudes. And at one point, Heath Ledger's wife is like, if we're gonna have sex, I really want you to wear a condom because she knows he's been fucking a dude. And he takes offense to this. Yeah, what's up, Francis? We're talking about Brokeback Mountain, your favorite movie.
Perfect time to show up.
So yeah, it's just a bad movie, just even just as a movie. And like I said, their love is totally undeserved. They, it's like, bro, you guys hooked up one time on a job, and now you're just desperately in love for 20 years. They can't get over each other. It's I didn't think it was that great. You have no idea what time stuff's happening. Jake Gyllenhaal's character dies at the end of the movie. A tire blows up in his face, which is funny because that's like one of my biggest fears. I hate putting air in my car tires because of that. Francis directed it. It was directed by an Asian guy, which I was very surprised to learn that an Asian guy was the one that took that on. But yeah, I just remember
the what intimacy coordinator on that set.
Dude, back in that's like got to be the gayest job in the world, an intimacy coordinator. I like the old school actors that are like, bro, we don't need this shit. Like, Hollywood's full of positions of people just taking money for doing nothing. Rob Zombie's complained about this, where he's like, dude, people would show up on the set of the movie, like the producers would hire some guy, and he would literally just show up and stand there, and we're paying him thousands of dollars, and I don't even know what his fucking job is.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, why do you need 4 executive producers on a project?
Yeah.
What do
they'll do like a stunt coordinator, but he shows up every day and they're only doing stunts for one day. And it's like, why are you here every day? And it's like, oh, because you're buddy with the producer and you're here getting a paycheck for doing nothing,
Yep.
But yeah, I remember when that came out, that was like a big thing at church for a while. They were talking about Brokeback Mountain. Even back in 2005, the church was talking about how Hollywood's doing this gay shit. Another weird movie, Her. It's not about gay dudes, but it's a love story about a guy who falls in love with his AI companion.
Okay, it's AI. I was thinking it because there's another movie where the guy falls in love with a mannequin. I think it's got Ryan Gosling in it.
Ryan Gosling? I've not seen a movie where he falls in love with a mannequin. Does he fall in love with the mannequin?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he takes her takes her to meet his parents, takes her out to dinner, takes her in public. Like full on has a relationship with her.
I have to find that. I'm actually Lars and the Real Girl, looks like.
Yeah.
I'm actually a big Ryan Gosling fan. Have you ever watched Blue Valentine?
I haven't seen Blue Valentine.
do not watch it with a girlfriend. It is pure destruction for your relationship. It's like the saddest movie of all time. It's Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams. It's all about this couple. It goes back and forth between current day and when they first
He's
met.
right. It was Joaquin Phoenix.
What about Joaquin Phoenix?
He's the guy in the movie I was talking about with the mannequin.
Okay, Lars and the Real Girl. Blue Valentine. It's a great movie. Watch it by yourself and then take a week to cry about it. It's just Ryan Gosling, he meets this girl. They're both young. They fall in love. It's like the sweetest love story. And while they're together, she finds out she's pregnant from an ex-boyfriend who busted in her without her knowledge, permission. Obviously, she finds out right away, but she gets pissed. She goes to get an abortion. She decides she can't do it, so Ryan Gosling, fights through his being upset and is like, "I'll raise the kid. I love you. We're gonna stay together, have the kid." And then while that's it's going back and forth between then and current day. Well, current day, they're older. Ryan Gosling's like a bald guy. He's a painter, smoking cigarettes. They're fucking miserable. The whole movie is just about how a relationship falls apart completely naturally. Like nothing bad happens. They just fall out of love. And it's just fucking miserable to watch. There's like a scene where she's a nurse. There's like a scene where they're having a fight and she gets out to go to work and he follows her into her work at the doctor's office. And so like now he's yelling at her in the doctor's office and her boss, who's a doctor, comes in and is like, "What are you doing? You need to leave." And he fucking punches, he decks her boss in the face and she gets fired. And it's just fucking sad. And it's funny because I've also gotten in a fight with a girlfriend in a workplace, and it makes you feel like you're in a movie because Hollywood definitely dramatizes those like scenes, like relationship fights.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, a real fight with your girlfriend at work is usually on the phone. And you're like looking around the corner to see who you're whispering, you're whisper yelling. You're all looking around the corner to see if anybody can hear you. That's
You're
a
like,
real fight with your girlfriend at work.
Yeah, you fucking whore.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch.
Shit. I gotta go. Cheryl's coming.
Yeah, no, Ryan Gosling is great. He gets the rep as like the pretty boy because of that one movie. What's the romance movie he was in? Yeah, The Notebook. That's actually just a terrible story about a cheater, and of course girls love. But he's in Blade Runner 2049. He was awesome in that. The Barbie movie was god awful, but Ryan Gosling was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah, I took my mom to go see that just because she really wanted to go see it, and yeah, he was definitely the redeeming quality of that movie. The only redeeming quality of that movie.
Yeah, which is sad to say because Will Ferrell was in it, and he was fucking terrible in it, and I love Will Ferrell.
Yeah, they didn't really let him be Will Ferrell in it though.
No, not at all. But
yeah, The Place Beyond the Pines is a great movie. I think we've talked about. Annie's brought that up before on the stream. That's a really good movie.
In 2012, Place Beyond the Pine, Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper. I've seen him. American Sniper. That's actually a really good movie. I like that movie.
Yeah,
and
I've
then,
seen that one.
he's in the most recent version of A Star Is Born, which I actually like. I hate Lady Gaga, but she's pretty good in it.
Dude, I was just in the store today and I heard that fucking song.
Dude, it's a good movie. I've seen the very first one. I have not yet seen the 70s one, which is the one that I want to watch the most because that's when they changed it to a rock star in the story. But the death scene in the the what?
Was he a country singer originally?
No, so originally he was basically just a celebrity. Because remember back in like the 20s, 30s, 40s, celebrities were just everything. They were actors, singers.
Yeah.
They just did it all. So that's how it was in the original. I think he's an actor in the original. The award show in the original, I think, is the Oscars. And then the girl that becomes famous, she just becomes an actress / singer, just general famous person like they used to be back in the day. You were just famous for everything. And then in the 70s, they realized that, well, now there's a cultural shift. We now have movie stars and rock stars. They're separate. So they made him a rock star in the 70s. And then in Bradley Cooper, we saw him as a country star, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, there was a movie that had Gwyneth Paltrow and fuck, I can't think of who else. Tim McGraw, I think. That was kind of a similar premise. Like she's an alcoholic and she meets this guy who's like an aspiring songwriter.
Is it
And
called Country Song?
yes,
Tim McGraw and Gwyneth Paltrow. I might have to check this out too. You know what, Gwyneth? What were you gonna say?
I think Garrett Hudlin's in it too.
Hold on, I want to find Gwyneth Paltrow's filmography because I'm pretty sure she was in. No, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. For some reason, I thought she was in. No, it's Reese Witherspoon. I'm talking about Walk the Line now.
Yeah, that's Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah,
The only thing
that
I
is
know
also.
Gwyneth Paltrow from is what's it called? The movie with Jack Black.
Oh yeah, she's in Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal, yeah.
Such a good movie, and so sadly like a movie that can never be made today.
Like all the great movies.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, Shallow Hal's awesome. It's just funny that Jack Black used to be a rom-com guy.
I know. I can't. Yeah, I don't really picture him in that role, but he did good.
Oh, he was awesome, dude. If Shallow Hal was made today, it would be like
The role would be reversed. It'd be like a really attractive woman and like a short guy.
yeah, and she would see him as a tall guy.
Yeah, tall, strapping, handsome guy.
I was thinking if it was made today, she would be like skinny in real life, but he would see her as fat. I don't know. I'm sure you're probably more spot on. I was also trying to think about Rob loves a good fat shaming movie. Absolutely. I was trying to think about, I made a joke one time about how if Juno was made today, it would be, she would get the abortion like 10 minutes into the movie and it would just be over.
Yeah, she'd show up at the clinic with a stamp card. This one's
Yeah.
free.
I mean, dude, she would just get it at the Democratic National Convention is where she would get the abortion.
That was a thing, right?
Yeah, they had the DNC and there was an abortion van outside of the DNC and girls were showing up and getting abortions while Kamala Harris was inside talking.
And
it's like, dude, I'm total like I don't care about like I'm not a pro-life guy at all. If you want to get an abortion, I don't care. But I just think that's completely inappropriate to have the fucking abortion van outside the DNC. Like,
no, I'm not a pro-lifer either. I don't care what you do with your body, but yeah, don't like. Why would you want to hitch that to your bandwagon that strong? You know?
yeah,
Like that says that's what the Democratic Party is all about. Like we're here to promote this. Like it's not something you should promote. It should be like an awful choice that you have to make.
It's the Bill Clinton thing. It should be safe, legal, and rare.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like a fucking celebration.
You shouldn't promote it in society like it's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. That's what the whole my body, my choice thing is. It's like, okay, yeah, we get that. Nobody's arguing against that, but you don't want to promote it.
I think what's funny is usually the girls that promote it have never actually had it. I think once girls actually have an abortion, they shut the fuck up real quick because they realize, one, it probably fucking hurts. And then two, you know.
The emotional trauma that follows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, most of the women that are super against it are unfuckable. So.
Yeah, it's always fat girls.
Yep.
But yeah, if Juno was made today, it would be she wants to no, it would be like she wants to abort the baby, but everyone tells her, no, you have to have it. You have to keep the baby. You have to have the baby. And then she would get the abortion. And the movie would paint her as like the hero for fighting off all the outside influences telling her to have the baby. And, you know, she got the abortion.
100%. They definitely spin it to their agenda.
Has he met Annie? Are you talking about Dixon Sider? No, Dixon Sider hasn't been on with anyone else. It's perfect for the abortion topic. You know, I have not mixed a lot of co-hosts yet, except for Annie and Johnny. But like I was saying earlier, that might be over soon. Yeah, I don't understand the hype. You know, like abortion. It's just like I said, I don't care if it's fucking legal. I'm fine with it being legal, but it just.
The lineup for that DNC that year was wild. It was like, get your COVID shot at 4, Megan Thee Stallion's going on stage at 5, and you can get your abortion at 6.
Yeah, and then they wonder why they lost. And then I know for a while, Olivia Rodrigo was handing out Plan B pills and condoms at her shows. Like you could go see Olivia Rodrigo and get Plan B pills.
You can give me the Plan B pills. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think that like it's like I'm not gonna blame Olivia Rodrigo for having 14-year-old fans, but that's just the way things are. You know, you have 14-year-old fans,
I
so
didn't think about that aspect, but yeah, a lot of her fans are like preteens.
yeah, it's like I get it. It's not your fault that all your fans are preteens. I mean, I guess maybe you could argue it is based on the genre of music she chose to create, but it's not, you know. But you also just have to acknowledge, like, yeah, most of my fans are preteens. I probably shouldn't be handing out Plan B pills at my shows because I don't need to be talking to 14-year-olds about sex. But and I mean Sabrina Carpenter's the same way. I mean, I like both of these singers, but they're both the same way. Sabrina Carpenter does all the sex stuff on stage, knowing that her fans are all 14 or 15. She's talked about it though to the point where she's like, you know, same thing. She's like, look, it's not my fault. Like I didn't, you know, it's not my fault that people won't let me grow up. But
That's right, because she was a Disney star, right?
yeah, she was a Disney star, and she is right. Whenever Disney stars get older, it seems like a lot of the moms try to be like, what happened? Why won't? And it's like, bro, she's fucking like 28 now. Like you can't just keep acting like she's a teen star. You
Why is
know,
Miley Cyrus rubbing her ass on a guy's crotch on stage?
yeah. Miley Cyrus went fucking wild there for a little bit.
Yeah, she did.
With her wild face, the thing that was funny about it was just that it was cringe in general. Like it wasn't even that she was like being too sexual to me. I was like, oh, she's just being cringe. That's the problem with it.
Well, I think her two parents are probably two of the worst people in the world, like Billy Ray Cyrus and the mom.
Have you seen the Billy Ray Cyrus stuff going on lately?
About him being an alcoholic and he's dating some like, isn't she like a witch or something?
So he was dating some younger woman, but they've broken up, and she has come out and you know she basically did the speed run of feminism. She's like, he was an abuser, he groomed me, dude. I think she was like in her 20s when they met, and she's talking about being groomed, which I think is fucking hilarious. Like I don't want to hear about you being groomed. What's funny is they'll talk about power dynamic, which I hate because I'm like, so can rich people, are they just not allowed to date anybody except for other rich people? And even then, it wouldn't matter. You'd still say that the man groomed the woman. It's just the power dynamic excuse is the ultimate cop out. It's like, you know.
Well, dude, why do you think she's there in the first place?
Exactly.
You think if he was a guy playing dive bars, he's going to have a hot 20-year-old?
It's like, how do you know she's not taking advantage of him for his money? And, you know, like.
That's definitely what's happening.
Let me see. What was her fucking name? Elizabeth Hurley. Yeah,
Elizabeth. He was dating Elizabeth Hurley. No, he's dating her now. That was a relationship before with the younger chick. That was like right after he divorced his groupie wife.
Was it Fire Rose?
Fire Rose, yes, it was.
Yeah, so she's the one that's now claiming he groomed her. Well, she was 22 when they met, and he was 48, so I don't want to hear about grooming, because when you're 22, you're a full-grown adult responsible for your own actions. And then, yeah, they'll talk about, oh, well, he was rich and famous. And it's like, okay, so she dated him for his money. Like, she got exactly what she wanted. Like, I'm so fucking tired of the grooming and the infantilization of girls that are in they're full-grown adults.
Oh, like, yeah, it's a cop-out for responsibility.
Yeah, like I don't care. I don't want to hear it. She's over 18. She's like, she can vote. She can vote for the literal fucking president. She can join the army. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, you can die for our country. You can date fucking old-ass Billy Ray Cyrus.
So, yeah, now she's claiming he totally, you know, abused her. And, of course, she's posted clips of them. Like, she's posted audio clips of him yelling, like them getting in fights. But, of course, they're complete out-of-context clips where it just starts with him yelling. And it's like, for all you know, she cheated on him. And, like, he's yelling about it. Like, there's just, you know, it's one of those things. It's like 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, that's yelling. Exactly what Amber Heard tried to do to Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and people still haven't really learned lessons from that. There are still girls out there that think Amber Heard will be vindicated one day. Like, they still think she's a victim of a sexist society or misogynist society. And one day, people will come back around and realize, oh, we were wrong. Amber Heard was a victim.
No, it went to court.
Yeah.
Science
everyone's
still delivered. It's done.
everyone saw what happened there. But it's just funny how people still like there it still doesn't matter. Like there's still a big believe all women movement pretty much going on with all these girls, and it just it doesn't matter. It's never nothing's ever gonna change.
No.
All right, let me see. I only had 2 captions. The first one I was gonna do the obligatory Sydney Sweeney segment. I might as well just do a Sydney Sweeney segment every show.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be upset with that.
No.
Gianni, because she's mid apparently.
Oh
Yes,
God.
we shit the bed.
Yeah, Amber Heard shit on his bed. Wasn't it like on his pillow or too, or was it just straight up the bed?
What I think really happened is she probably like was mad at him and took dog shit and like put it in his bed or something, or she was on too much cocaine and shit herself.
There's a difference between dog shit and human shit, though. Like, you would know.
Did they specify though in court like what it was? Because I think they just said it was feces. Like I don't know if anybody ever said that it was human or dog shit. I think everybody just assumed she shat the bed.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like I remember there's a clip of Johnny Depp saying she defecated on the bed, but he could have just been him saying she put shit on the bed. Yeah, I don't remember. But the fact that her last name was Heard did not work out well for her in that case.
Amber Turd. Nope.
But
she's so hot she could shit the bed. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. I'd get over it pretty quick if Amber Heard. I mean, dude, her in Zombieland in that quick cameo she did in that movie was she's ridiculously hot. I think okay, hold on, I have it right here. I have the Sydney Sweeney thing. Yeah, Johnny trying to say that she is mid. First of all, Fizz, chat regular, even Fizz tries to say that she's mid, but Fizz is like a notorious contrarian. Johnny saying she's mid. I mean, I guess you could call Johnny a contrarian too for no reason. That definitely contributes to my attitude toward him, though. I will say that. Just the fact that he just has to say something that he thinks is cool. It's like, Johnny, you pretended that you thought California age for consent was 16. Now you're gonna try to tell me that Sydney Sweeney is not hot. Like, I don't really care what you have to say about girls.
You don't know who Sydney Sweeney is?
She's basically, I mean, she's an actress. That's all there really is to it. At this point, she's more just a celebrity. But look up Sydney Sweeney nude. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, thank us later. She's like, okay, do you remember how people looked at Alicia Cuthbert after The Girl Next Door came out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney's like the modern day Alicia Cuthbert, but way hotter.
Yeah, she is like the modern day Alicia Cuthbert. I've been saying modern day Marilyn Monroe even. I've also been saying modern day Pamela Anderson. I know we still have Pamela Anderson, but she's not, Pamela Anderson that we know. No. Sydney Sweeney is like the modern day our version of Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Like she could do Baywatch, and I mean that's what she should do.
Apparently she's gonna be in the live action Gundam movie.
I saw that. I am pretty excited for that.
Anyways, was there a story?
She did an interview with Cosmopolitan, they finally just flat out asked her, are you ever going to talk about politics? Do you ever want to talk about your political beliefs? And she basically just said no. She said, no, I'm an actor. Like, I'm not here to talk about politics. She said, I'm not a political person. I'm in the arts. So now people are mad at her on Twitter. There's literally a tweet from, there's a Reddit post that says, Sydney Sweeney confirms that she is a Nazi because she said she's not talking about politics. People are mad at her because she won't come out and say, she won't come out and say everything they want her to say, which is, I fucking support,
whatever the thing is today. Yeah.
The funny thing is, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. She could literally get on her knees and grovel, and once they don't like you, they don't like you. You saw this when Donald Trump got on TV and said, yeah, I totally disavowed Nazis and racism. They don't give a fuck. I don't know why my sister's calling me again. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like, they already don't like her. She could apologize all she wants. She could come out and say whatever she wants. They'll find a way to. She also commented on, they said, people have been calling you a MAGA Barbie. And she said, no, I'm not. People put that on me. I never came out and said I was MAGA. But people are still posting that, oh, well, yeah, she's still MAGA. She's still, it doesn't matter. That's why I've said you'll never catch me. Like, if I ever get canceled, if someone ever finds out something like I did in my past and I go through, like, you will never catch me getting on here going, guys, I need to talk to you. I need to apologize. Like, no, fuck all, because they don't like you. Like, they're not going to like you. It doesn't matter if you apologize or,
Yeah.
the
No, I
fact that,
love
what were you going to say?
the people coming out against her. Like, she doesn't have a lot of support in Hollywood from other women. You know, women are always like, women empowerment, we got to lift each other up. Oh, unless you look like Sydney Sweeney. Then they all want to tear you down.
Yeah. No, the original reason people didn't like her, this all started from what I remember with the bathwater soap Dr. Squatch thing. Girls went on Twitter and they didn't like that she was catering to her male fans, because that's not cool now. You're supposed to be like Sabrina Carpenter and talk shit about dudes all the time. But Sydney Sweeney was basically saying, yeah, I have guy fans and they want my bathwater, so let's go ahead and do that. They didn't like that. Girls didn't like that. And then the jeans commercial thing happened.
Oh, that
and
really put it over the edge.
yeah, that was their like chance to jump on her.
They were
I
accusing
think,
her of eugenics and shit.
yeah, because they said she has good genes, meaning the genes she's wearing, and genetics because she's an attractive woman.
Yeah, it's a double entendre, but they're both true.
Yeah, exactly. And if it was Lizzo who said I have good genes, none of these people would have a problem with it.
Oh no, there'd be a billboard in New York City with her on it.
I think my theory is that the sole reason they don't like her is because they've spent 10 years now trying to get everyone to pretend like Cynthia Erivo or Bella Ramsey is like, are like the hottest girls in the world. But then Sydney Sweeney shows up and says, no, actually, guys still like blonde girls with big tits that are skinny. Like, that's still actually what guys like. That's why they don't like her, because she's like like an old school looking hot chick. She's skinny, she's blonde, she's white. They don't want you thinking girls like that are hot.
I'm sorry, but the direction they wanted to take since like 2016 with the Me Too movement and everything, like, you're not going to change thousands and thousands of years of evolution of like how we're programmed.
Yeah.
Like, we're always going to be able to identify like good bone structure, nice bodies, good skin, nice hair. Like, it's just, come on.
Yeah. No, that to me, that's like the very obvious sole reason. And then number two is just female pettiness and jealousy. Like, you only see dogs complaining about Sydney Sweeney. You've never seen an attractive girl complaining about Sydney Sweeney.
Not one.
Not a single one. It's always these absolute fucking freak show looking dogs and girls that are 300 pounds. They're the ones that don't like Sydney Sweeney. And that's
It's on the topic of Bella Ramsey. I'd just like to say it, that she has the most punchable face I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked her in Game of Thrones when she was like the little girl who was a bitch and led the country or whatever. She was fine in that.
Yeah. She just looks like she's an average person is the realistic thing, but now, that's like a perfect thing for Hollywood to pick up and try to tell you that this is like the beauty standard. And it's like, dude, she literally looks like a girl I went to elementary school with.
She looks like a potato.
Yeah, that too. Her face is potato looking. But that's what they want you to think. Well, actually, I'm surprised they even like her. Well, isn't she like non-binary or some shit?
Oh yeah, she's a them.
Okay, so that's why they like her. I was gonna say I'm surprised they like her because she's white, but no, she's non-binary.
Oh yeah, she's non-binary on the spectrum. Like, she checks a lot of boxes for Hollywood.
God, I wish I was like retarded enough to do that. You ever seen that meme of Lois Griffin looking at the pill bottle on the table?
No.
So there's a Family Guy bit where Lois is like addicted to painkillers, and there's a part of it is her prescription bottle is sitting on the counter, and she's sitting at the table, and she's clearly fiending. She's looking over at the pill bottle. So somebody made a meme of it where it's Lois sitting there looking at the pill bottle fiending, and it labels Lois average white person with no beauty or talent, and then the pill bottle says they them pronouns.
Yep.
And I'm like, God, I wish I was fucking retarded enough to like come out as non-binary, because that's how white people get on the victim scale. Like, that's their one way of doing it,
Oh, yeah.
If you're white and you're not gay,
Or if you're white, you're not good looking and you're not talented, but you still want to be somebody.
Yeah.
Pronouns.
You claim non-binary.
And you put yourself on the spectrum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
That's the craziest part, is that people are now proud to have some sort of mental disorder. I mean, I don't want to call autism necessarily. It is some sort of mental disorder, some sort of learning disability. I'm on the spectrum. I'm neurodivergent. No, you're just gay and retarded.
Yeah.
Be less gay and retarded. Try that.
Well, you know what I hate that they do about the autism thing is they now tell you that everything is some form of autism, but we just never. So I've heard people say that, when you discover a new song or an old song that you haven't heard before, but you
Well, you
discover
listen
it.
to it like 30 times in a row.
Yes, they'll tell you that's autism. And it's like, brother, you've never just gotten into a song? First of all, if that's true, every musician in the world is autistic. I've talked about this. When you record music with your band, especially if you record your own music, like, dude, me and my old singer, we used to record the drums and then the bass. And we would fucking take the drums and bass and put it on a CD and get in the car and drive for a fucking hour and listen to the drums and bass for an hour in a row on repeat, sometimes even repeating the same 10 seconds of a part. That's not autism. That's recording fucking music the way the musicians record music,
Right.
And then falling in love with a song for the first time and listening to it 30 times in a row. That's not fucking autism. That's just getting into a song and listening to
No,
it.
it does something to it. It provokes an emotional reaction to you.
Yeah.
It gives you that endorphin release. So yeah, you're gonna want to chase that dragon a few times. It's just like if I open a bag of chips and I like there's a new flavor of chips that I haven't tried before. I try one, I really like it, I polish off the whole bag. Am I autistic?
They'd probably tell you it's somewhere on the scale.
Yeah.
Especially if you eat those chips every day for the next 7 days or some shit.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely why Bella Ramsey got her spot where she's at, because of the pronouns and the being on the spectrum or whatever. And then, poor Sydney Sweeney, she's never come out. That's what she should do. She should come out and claim some mental disability and then tell everyone that they're ableist.
Oh, nobody would know what the fuck. Like Hollywood would melt.
Yeah.
Nobody would know what to do.
The funny thing about it actually is it would show the hypocrisy, because the people on Twitter that don't like her, they would say, "Oh, I don't care, fuck her, it's too late," or she's lying, and it's kind of like the whole, Black Lives Matter unless the black guy's a cop.
Or a conservative, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so you don't actually believe this shit. Or the fact that now, like, left-wingers are using gay as an insult again, which is honestly one of the funniest things.
It's come full circle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's why they don't like her. They just don't like her because they've spent 10 years trying to convince us that, you're supposed to be attracted to Cynthia Erivo. That's what you're supposed to be attracted to. But what do you know? It turns out guys are still attracted to girls like Sydney Sweeney. And she won't talk about politics, which also drives them crazy. They need celebrities to talk about politics. I talked about this last night, or on Wednesday, until Johnny ruined that conversation, as he usually does. Now you see this trend again. People are trying to force everybody to come out and make statements about ICE and something. And it's like, bro, I don't want to talk about the shit on the internet. Like, I don't want to. I don't have to. Like, and they'll tell you, oh, silence is compliance. Or somebody was saying if Sydney Sweeney wasn't MAGA, she would have said she's not MAGA, but she didn't. And it's like, well, first of all, she literally did. She said she's not the MAGA Barbie character people label her as, but they're mad at her that she's not coming out and flat out saying, yeah, vote for Gavin Newsom. They want her to come out and say, fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump. But she's not doing that because she's smart and, she's reasonable, and you don't want to fucking alienate half your audience. I will say right-wingers are retarded, because right-wingers basically adopted her. They adopted Sydney Sweeney as their mascot. And then that Christie movie flopped. And I was like, you guys can't force her on your side. You guys can't pick her up and say, this is our person, and then let her movie flop. You guys, they should have gone and seen her movie like in record numbers, but they didn't.
No, and that's the thing. I think that there's so little right. I mean, I agree with you. It is definitely retarded, but I think there's so little right-wing representation in Hollywood and actors that when they find one that they think is on their side, they just cling to it.
Yeah.
But clearly not enough to go support it.
And the thing is, Sydney Sweeney, it's funny if you actually watch her movies and like read into stuff that she says, she's definitely like a modern day feminist. Like she's absolutely a Hollywood feminist. She constantly talks about. I mean, I haven't seen her last movie. What's that one? The Housemaid that just did really good. That's a
Mm.
fucking feminist movie. That's a movie about women killing men. Like that's a perfect Hollywood feminist movie. I mean, look at Christie. That was again about a fucking female boxer that escapes like an abusive. Again, a perfect. If that was any other actress in that movie, it would have been deemed as like a big feminist masterpiece. But because it's Sydney Sweeney, they don't like her. But it's like, yeah, no, she's very obviously a modern day Hollywood feminist girl power chick. I mean, this whole the rest of this interview was her talking about how her lingerie brand is for women to take the power back, and it's like, dude, she's obviously not a fucking MAGA. You know, it's ridiculous.
No, she's getting paid. She's getting paid by brands. You know,
Yeah,
that's what the whole lingerie thing is. That's what the whole jean thing was. That's what the whole Sasquatch soap was.
I should have bought one of those bars of soap. I guess they sold out real fucking quick
You
though.
can get them on eBay, but they're expensive.
Yeah, I would
The
imagine.
resale value on those is huge. But yeah, speaking of the housemaid, so my mom really wanted to go see a movie for her birthday, and so I was like, okay, cool, yeah, that's easy. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't really know what's out now, but I know that the housemaid out, and I'm like, the one movie I don't want to take you to see is the housemaid. I didn't tell her that, but so then she tells me, like, yeah, okay, I really want to go see the housemaid. So I was like, oh, fuck, all right, because my thought is like, okay, it's a rated R movie. It's got Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried in it, and it's 2 hours long. There's going to be a lot of graphic sex scenes in this and nudity, and I don't want to see that sitting elbow to elbow with my mother in a movie theater,
Yeah.
right? By the time that movie was over, we walked out. First thing I said to her was like, I'm disappointed. We didn't see her naked enough.
Are her tits in the movie at all?
At weird angles, like you never just see them straight on. Like it's like a side view or they're
Bummer.
obstructed.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I was super bummed.
You know, I've said it before. Sydney Sweeney, it's funny, like we've all seen her tits a million times. It's all over Euphoria. It's all over the internet. But no matter how many times you see them, they never get old.
No, that's the closest I get to like being giddy again, like I was as a kid.
Yep. It's like, dude, I've been with girls where it's like after a few times, it's like, okay, like those are your tits now. You know, you got to do a little bit more to get me pumped up than just pulling your tits out.
Yeah.
But Sydney Sweeney, it's like they're brand new every time. It's like seeing tits for the first time every time with her.
It's like seeing Kate Winslet naked in the Titanic for the first time. Like that was the first chick I ever saw naked on screen, and I'll never forget that.
Damn, what was the first chick I ever saw naked on screen? I don't even know. I know that, you know, I was of the generation that we grew up watching the censored Girls Gone Wild infomercials. That was like our porn.
Yep.
I got a little bit of my fill from wrestling, you know, Trish Stratus, Lita, but that was never full nude. I know that for a while when I was like middle school, early high school, when I was watching full on porn, I would not watch any porn with dudes in it because I thought that was gay as fuck. So I would only watch like hot blonde lesbian chicks. Was like my brand of porn. And that was all I would do. And then when I got my first laptop, I had the Dell. That's when I was like torrenting. I was going on Pirate Bay and I was torrenting a bunch of Layla Starr videos. That was like my favorite porn star at the time. And then that was the death of that laptop. I got a virus and the laptop died.
Yeah, I had to wait for like, because we had DirecTV, and so every few months they give you like a free trial of Cinemax or HBO.
Oh yeah.
You got the softcore, you got Skinemax after like 11 p.m.
Dude, I never saw any of that shit. VHS 2 for the first naked chick is crazy. In a horror movie in general, I guess. If I got gotten into horror movies younger, that would have been, you know, tits were all over 80s horror. But yeah, no, Sydney Sweeney, it never gets old. And it's funny, I always think about that. Like I'll be on Twitter and I'll come across like a gif of her from Euphoria, like taking her bra off. And I'll stop and I'm like, I've seen this a million times, but I'm still stopping to look at it when I see it again because
yeah, you're like, why is this video 15 minutes long?
Yeah, There was just some girl that came out on a show that I watched, and she was trying to say that I guess there's some plastic surgeon who has a YouTube channel or something, and he claims, Sydney Sweeney's claimed that she's never had any work done. And this plastic surgeon was saying, no, she has all the telltale signs of a girl who's got implants. And I don't believe it
No,
because
doesn't have any scars.
well, implants are usually like Sydney Sweeney's. They hang. There's natural sag, and I'm not saying sag is a bad word.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, when they're fake, they're like they defy gravity. They're like weirdly perky. They're huge, and the tits stare right at you.
Yeah, both
Yeah. Yeah, no, hers there's perfect natural gravity to hers. It's like that's how she takes the bra off in Euphoria and they fucking fall
They
because
bounce, they wiggle a little.
yeah, that's how they're supposed to be. But there's one porn star, Elsa Jean. That's like a perfect example. If you look at hers, it's like they're very I mean, aside from the fact that in the beginning of her career they were not there, and then
I was
later
gonna
on.
say I haven't seen her since she got the boob job. I just remember her having tiny tits.
Yeah, no, they're huge now, and they defy gravity. Like, there's no hang at all. And it's like, dude, yeah, no, of course Sydney Sweeney hasn't gotten work done. They're hangers. I think Francis actually has used that term before, hangers.
Dude, hangers or bangers?
Yeah, I would use the term hanger instead of like saying they sag, because hanger is natural. That's like, yeah, gravity is going to do its thing. They're going to hang a little bit.
Yeah,
Sag
sag
is,
makes me sound old.
yeah, sag is bad. That's like to the knees type shit. But yeah, no, they don't like her. They're not going to like her, even if she comes out and doesn't talk about it, because now it's like a sin to not talk about politics. I mean, when I brought it up on the stream Wednesday, there's a Vox article that just came out that's all about what to do if your friend is not posting about ICE. Like, bro, come on. Like, that's some tragic thing to like have a friend that's not posting about this stuff. And it's Billie Eilish posted something that said, like, I see all my other fellow celebrities who aren't speaking up about this. And it's like, yeah, because some people don't want to fucking argue with retards on the internet all day. Like, that's fine. I would rather not argue with retards on the internet too.
Yeah, no, exactly. A guy we went to high school with that's in the grade below us, his dad was a teacher. You probably might know who I'm talking about if I say that.
A history teacher?
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So we were pretty good friends in our earlier 20s. We've kind of drifted apart. But yeah, I mean, he's in and out of rehab all the time, constantly relapsing, losing jobs, staying at halfway houses and everything. And that's all you see. That's all I see from him all day on Instagram. Because I follow him on Instagram basically just like to rage bait myself.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Just fuck ICE. And if you're not speaking up, then fuck it. It's like, dude, I'm at work. Like, yeah, I'm on Instagram watching reels and shit, but I'm still at work.
And you're in a halfway house.
Yeah, and you're in a halfway house. Nobody can trust you. You lie constantly. You can't hold a job. But like supreme arrogance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely I
And
mean,
almost think
obviously the people that post it nonstop, it's just virtue signaling. They just want people to. I mean, guys straight up do it to get laid. Like, that's why guys do it. Guys do it to get laid. They do it to virtue signal, and they want to get laid.
well, yeah, and I assume that's one of his reasons for doing it. I assume the other reason is that he doesn't have anything else good going on in his life, so that's his way of feeling like he's contributing something and fighting for the cause.
Yeah, that's also part of it. These people have nothing going on with their lives, so they post about it. They feel like they're like achieving things and contributing, and then the people that try to force other people to talk about it, like, oh, I see you, you're not posting about this, you're being silent. That's just people being insecure. Again, this is what I tried to talk about on Wednesday, but then Johnny like didn't understand it and derailed the conversation. What to do if your friends aren't posting about it and you need to force everyone else to post about it. It's people, or Sydney Sweeney needs to speak up. There's a big thing going on. People are mad at Taylor Swift because she's not posting about it right now, and that's a big problem. It's people who are insecure. They're insecure, so they need to have their own opinion, repeated back to them every hour. They need to
Yeah,
go
they just want
online.
to be in an echo chamber. They don't want to have conversations with people. They want to be in an echo chamber.
Yeah, they're insecure, and so they need to constantly hear this echo hitting them from all angles. All my favorite celebrities need to post about this, so my opinion is hitting me. They need to. It's like daily affirmations. They need to be constantly affirmed that they are right, they are correct, they're on the right side of history. Blah blah blah. And then that's also why they unfriend everybody who disagrees with them. They can't mentally handle seeing anyone disagree with them. And I think that's why Sydney Sweeney drives them crazy, because they, obviously a lot of people say, just assume that she is, a right winger or a Nazi or some shit. But at the end of the day, nobody actually knows because she won't talk about it. And that drives them fucking wild, because they're like, well, what do we do? Like, do we hate her? Do we, does she agree with us?
Well, no, that's such a smart move on her part too, because she's keeping that air of mystique, which a lot of celebrities don't have this day.
Yeah. And I don't even think obviously that's not even why she's doing it. Her answer was perfect. That she's like, dude, I'm an actor. Like, if I wanted to be a political commentator, I'd go become a fucking political commentator. And part of her answer was, I don't talk about politics. I'm in the arts. And people are now trying to say, all art is political. How could she say she's in the arts, but she's not political? And it's like, God. I'm still waiting for the person to explain to me the politics of House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie. I've had one person on Twitter try, back when I had an old Twitter account where I talked to people. And he straight up started talking about, oh, well, the house they live in is like a rundown, shitty house in the middle of nowhere. So you got to think about the economy of that land. And I'm like, okay, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I don't want to. I'm so done with this. The people that would tell you
all of those people too that sit there and want everybody to get involved. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know if somebody's going through a divorce with 5 kids, their parents are dying, they just lost their job. Like, the nerve of you to sit there and say that they should be involved in what you want them to be involved in, or whatever the thing is that day.
Yeah, I mentioned that on Wednesday too. People just like, bro, this person could be having like a fucking full psychotic breakdown, and they like cannot handle the politics on the internet. But now you're gonna try it. I thought you were so, understanding about mental health and this, blah blah. Like, again, I'm not complaining about mental health, but that's why I don't talk about politics on the internet, because it's annoying and it's gonna stress me out, and I don't want to spend my entire day being worked up about someone's political opinion that lives in fucking Kansas that that I don't know. Like, I'm not going to deal with that.
Well, yeah, and we're both smart enough to know that, like, besides voting, there's not really much we can do about it.
Driving, rage baiting yourself. Oh yeah, talking about you follow that guy to keep rage baiting yourself. I do that shit too. I rage bait myself looking at.
Yeah, I definitely, like, that's the reason that I'm still friends with that person on Instagram, is just so I can fire myself up.
I don't even intentionally rage bait myself sometimes. I just happen to follow TMZ on Instagram, and it just, and it sucks because I follow TMZ because I'm looking for stories of like celebrities doing trashy shit, but now because TMZ talks about politics all day, it's like, God.
Yeah, it sucks.
I did write down, as a hard segue, I did write down the Pokemon card hype caption. I know Protomax probably knows all the best stuff about that topic. I had dumb fuck liberal in my class tell me I'm a fascist because I told her I don't want to vote because I'm broke either way. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's no longer good enough to.
How dare you be broke?
Yeah.
God.
They probably think you'd be less broke if, well, no, they would say you should be broke. Like, your tax dollars should go to like Somalians or something.
I heard somewhere that they're paying protesters upwards of $80,000 a year.
I'm about to find out how to become a paid protester.
Dude, that's yeah. Me and my dad were joking about that. We're like, hey, let's just quit our jobs and become full-time protesters. Like, we don't actually have to believe in anything, but then you'd be like a man on the inside.
Yeah, and you see it all the time. They'll go interview these people, and they don't know anything. They're just there holding a sign. Yeah, I think that'd be fucking awesome. Actually, it might suck because you might get tear gassed and shit. I would just try to stand in the back, just. I'm here, but I'm not really participating.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
Danny Mullins does when he goes out to those things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he gets himself in hot waters occasionally.
Yeah, he's gotten into some pretty deep shit going out there because he goes to like attack or not attack, but he definitely goes to harass. He goes to rile people up.
Yeah, he trolls people.
Yeah. I would go, if I was going to become a paid protester, I would make a sign, or I'm sure they give you your sign when you get there. I'd get my sign. I kind of stand in the back. Definitely wouldn't be throwing shit. I always think it's funny when they throw shit. I think it's really funny when they just flat out harass like law enforcement, and then when they like fight back, they go, "How could you do this? You're attacking me!" And it's like, brother, you just threw a fucking traffic cone at his
head. Yeah.
I remember seeing a clip. This was like way back in the Black Lives Matter riots. It was like a clip of, it was like a group of rioters lined up face to face with a group of riot cops. I think I've talked about this part before too. And this clip was specifically zoomed in on one guy who was yelling in a riot cop's face, and he was insulting him. He was yelling shit like, "Oh, you feel like a man in your uniform. You can't even fuck your wife. Your wife probably hates you." And I was like, if you took away like the cop uniform and you took away the political cause of the rioter, like what you have is just like man to man, a man insulting another man, telling him that he can't fuck his wife. Like, I don't blame the cop if he decks you in the fucking like that's the law of the jungle at that
Oh
point.
no,
Like,
and in a different situation, that's absolutely what would happen.
yeah, you
You get
put that
flatlined.
situation in a bar. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're some weenie protester. You go up to a big ass. Yeah, it's not going to end
But
well for you.
they expect to just be able to do whatever they want and say whatever they want. There was a clip recently of there was a group of kids throwing shit, and they started throwing traffic cones at the cops. And as soon as that happened, the cops came and started dragging them and handcuffing them. And the person behind the camera starts crying. It was like, "How could you do this? They were nonviolent. They were peaceful." And it's like, bro, you're throwing shit at them. Like it's fucking retarded.
But yeah, since we're on the topic, did you see all the high schoolers that walked out today in Sacramento?
I wish we got to do shit like that in high school.
I know. I would have done it just to get out of class.
You
And
know
that's what
that's
the
why.
jokes are. They're like, these kids don't give a shit about this. They just want an excuse to not be at school on a Friday, have a 3-day weekend.
Absolutely, that's why they're doing it. And it's also a bummer because they're obviously being indoctrinated by their teachers. Like, this is the teachers' ideas.
Oh, 100%. The funniest pic, there's a Instagram page I follow, 916 times, and they were covering it. And the first picture they show is like a bunch of high school students, and they're all either black or Mexican. They're all throwing up gang signs, and they all have like signs that say "fuck ICE." And I'm just like, they're failing their class anyway. Like, what? This
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
good.
I guarantee you the high school has like a 16% reading proficiency level and like a 6% math proficiency, but they're all out protesting. And it's like, dude, if I was a parent, I'd be like, bro, teach my kid how to fucking read. Like, what are you doing? He can't even read the signs he's holding up.
Yeah. Yeah, we were wondering today because I work at a liberal school, so we were wondering if people were going to like call out and because they were going to go protest, or how they're doing that like walkout thing. Everybody's supposed to say stay home. You weren't supposed to go shopping or go to work or whatever.
Wasn't that today?
Yeah, that was today.
God.
Yeah,
No one did it.
nobody did it. I was wishing somebody would. Like, I was hoping one of my employees would call me and be like, "I'm not coming in today because I'm standing in solidarity." Just so I could say, like, "Oh, okay, well, that's not covered, so you're not gonna get paid today, and I'm gonna write you up. Have a good time."
Hey, what's up, Annie? Yeah, no, I wish when we were in high school we got to go do walkouts for political protests that are way above our heads. Yeah, no, it's a bummer because it's the teachers are putting them up to it, and they're failing all their all the kids are retarded. So it's like, this is why they're retarded because you're wasting time. I guarantee you, most of their classes now is the teachers talking about ICE instead of teaching them how to read or teaching them how to do math or actually do the shit there's to be doing.
Did we have any teachers like that back when we were in I can't really think of anybody in high school.
No, me and Annie have talked about this. When we were in school, we knew nothing about our teachers' political affiliations. Nothing ever. Never would a teacher have come in and been like, "Well, this is the election." Never. They never talked to us about that shit. Maybe
No.
at the most, our history teacher might, because we're talking about history. But even then, I don't remember a single time any of our history teachers ever talked to us about their personal politics.
No, I never really did mention politics, 'cause I remember there were a few teachers that, like, you knew leaned left, but even t when they did bring up politics, they walked the line, you know?
We were talking about abortion earlier, and I think since you're the only female co-host on the stream, I think that you might have been like, I think you said like, "Oh, you should have been in this" or something.
Yeah.
What were we saying? We were just saying that abortion is funny. The girls that party about abortion, the whole like.
We were talking about the women that are, like, really, really pro-abortion and, like, "My body, my choice," are usually unfuckable.
Yeah, that was the basis of it. But yeah, no, none of our teachers ever would have come in and talked to us about fucking ICE in Minnesota or. And it's funny because we were in high school when Obama was deporting millions of fucking Mexicans. Like, so they certainly could have talked to us about that shit.
Yeah, the ones at our school all voted for him.
But yeah, but never did that shit come up. I really feel bad for the kids nowadays because it's like, dude, I just think that sounds miserable to be in high school and care about that shit. Like
Yeah, I
you're
can't
supposed,
even imagine. Like, worry about where you're gonna get drunk on the weekend.
yeah, you're supposed to be getting drunk in a field and worrying about the next girl you're gonna start talking to once your girlfriend dumps you or once she
Yeah, and what's
catches you
gonna happen
cheating
when
on
your
her.
friend starts, talking to that girl? Like, that's the shit you worry about.
Yeah, but now you've got all these adults, these teachers, you know, forcing their kids to sit there and listen to them talk about their political opinions and their opinions on gender and shit. And it just, I feel terrible for the kids nowadays. I'm sure they fucking hate this shit. I'm sure a lot of them hate this shit, you know. Like we
Well,
said,
I
I
think they
guarantee
do, and
you.
that's why you see like such a big that's the Groper movement. Is it Groiper?
Yeah, Groypers, and then they call them Zoomer Waffen too.
Zoomer waffing? I haven't heard that one. That's
Yeah,
great.
so the Zoomer, the kids that are down with Hitler, they call them Zoomer Waffen.
Yeah, but that's what breeds that. They're sick of fucking going with the narrative. They're sick
Yup.
of having that shit crammed down their throat. Kids are naturally going to want to rebel. So yeah, that's what's going to happen.
They're sick of it, and then they're probably also, you know, they've been telling these kids ever since they were old enough to talk that they're racist. You're all racist. So now they're like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna go look up Hitler. I'm down with Hitler.
I will show you racist.
And now you see this wave of people being like, what's happening? Why is Gen Z so into racism and so into Hitler? And it's like, because you
That's all
told
you
them they
fucking
were.
talked about.
Yeah, you told
You
them they
made
were.
anything that you disagreed with was racist.
The next generation of teachers is going to be worse. But oh yeah, this is true. Potomax would know about this.
Oh, because he's in school right now, right?
The next generation of, like, in general is going to be like at war though. Like Gen Z, like all the boys and the girls probably fucking hate each other more than any other generation. Because the boys are, and there are like stats going around now, like boys are largely turning to like far right, straight up like Holocaust didn't happen, Hitler was the man, deport black people, send black people all back to Africa. And then the girls are all turning to, you know, Kamala Harris. All guys are, I'd rather run into a bear in the woods than a man. Like Gen Z is fucking, I feel bad for them.
That is
But
such an insane take.
yeah, the bear, the man, or whatever was always
Because let me tell
fucking.
you, there's been plenty of movies where that scenario has happened, where the woman has ran into a man in the woods and, like, she's killed him somehow, or there's never been a movie where a woman runs into a bear and that ends well,
Yeah.
or
And
anybody runs into a bear in the woods, except for Leonardo DiCaprio.
there are girls that will tell you, and you see them on the whatever podcast. I've seen one girl that was like, well, I could probably outrun the bear. And it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
You couldn't outrun the bear. You couldn't outclimb the bear. You couldn't outswim the bear.
Yeah, one of them tried to say she's a really good climber. She would climb a tree and she'd wait it out. And then, but the way to beat them with this that I again saw on the whatever podcast, the host asked them this. He said, okay, what if I ask you, would you rather run into a bear in the woods or a black man in the woods? And then they'll tell you the black man. They'll legitimately tell you the black man. Otherwise, it's racist. And
God.
then, you know, you just go on from there and you explain to them why they're retarded. But yeah. When it comes to girls, I lean toward the argument that people have been saying where back in the, you know, girls are designed to be empathetic creatures, but that used to be targeted toward their children. But now it's being targeted toward like illegal immigrants.
Yeah, because they don't have children. They don't have husbands or children, so they just whatever the bleeding heart thing is.
Yeah. So now they feel like deep empathy for, you know,
Illegal rapists getting pulled out by ICE. That's what
I was trying to think of an offensive like Middle Eastern name. I was about to say Allahu Akbar, but I'm like, no, that's what they yell before they blow up. That's not their names.
Habibi.
Yeah. What was the guy's name? Whatever. You guys get the point. But yeah, I've been tending to think that that's a decent argument. Like that's what's going on. They're not having kids, and that's not me saying that every girl needs to have fucking kids. There are plenty of girls that didn't have kids or don't have kids.
There's plenty of girls who shouldn't have kids.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty of girls that shouldn't have kids, but it just
I don't know. A lot of them.
A lot of them are kind of going off the deep end today, and a lot of dudes are going off the deep end today. A lot of dudes are. It's like embarrassing to be like the same gender as these fucking guys. I don't really understand like why. I don't understand how any guy could like legitimately align with that whole side of shit. And a lot of people that I used to know, you know, like people I was in bands with back in the day, are like that now. And I'm like, dude, you sound like an absolute fucking faggot.
Oh yeah, I think it's a lot of guys. Yeah, it's definitely guys that got bullied or guys that felt like they didn't fit in or something, and now they have this new social thing they can cling to.
Yeah, they get power from this. They can,
Yeah,
and like we said, they get laid. But what's funny now is a lot of girls are complaining about like a lack of like mass.
masculine dudes.
Yeah. They're like, where did all the men go? And it's like, you
Where'd
told
all
them
the
they were,
toxic masculinity that we bitched about go?
yeah, it's like, dude, you told them they were terrible people and you told them they were rapists and shit. You told them they were gonna, you'd rather run into a bear than them. So, of course, they don't want to fuck with you.
Yep.
I don't know. It bums me out. I always said I'm probably gonna die in this world. Like, this will not stop before I die.
No, is it eventually like the population is going to decline so steeply soon because men and women are just like guys aren't going to want to deal with it. Society has painted them out to be the bad guys to women.
Yeah. And it's just never, I mean, I think eventually it'll change, obviously. Eventually.
You hope eventually the pendulum will swing back like it usually does for most things.
Oh, yeah, it has to eventually. But I don't know. Even when we were like kids, it's because dudes are weaklings nowadays. We're supposed to be the logical gender. I give women a pass for all this shit. Yeah, sometimes you can give girls. Some girls are just flat out retarded, but most girls, yeah, you can give a pass. But you know, they say like women are way more easily propagandized than men. Like there's that I forget what book it's from or what theory it's from or whatever, but they say if you really truly want to propagandize a country, you start with the women because they're legitimately easily propagandized, but men will follow because everything men do is to get laid.
Do you
So
remember?
men will follow.
Yeah, 100%. Do you remember those commercials from like the mid 2000s where it was like the Sarah McLachlan song? And it was like all the starving kittens and puppies and that shit. It's gonna be
Yes.
that today, but it's gonna be like Somalians and fucking
Yeah.
illegal aliens. In
That's
the
pretty much how they
arms.
feel.
Yeah.
They see a video about Somalians committing fraud in Minnesota and they hear it in the arms of an angel in their head. God.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy. The Somalian thing is also crazy. Just the fact that it's like, or like America takes you in, your country falls, your country crumbles. America takes you in, you commit fraud, you steal from them, you take advantage of them, and then when they find out, you tell them they're racist. It's like there's no limit. There's no limit with these fucking people. Like there's no limit of like. I always say there's a lot of people that I would
yeah, can you turn
respect.
that down a little?
No, turn it up. Oh, you can't hear me. I was gonna say turn it up. I want to hear what you're watching. There's a lot of people that I would respect more if they would just like take L's when they get the L, like the Somali thing. If when that video came out of them committing the fraud and it was just blatantly obvious, if like some Somalian daycare owner would have just come out and been like, yeah, you guys caught us. You know, I'd be like, okay, cool. I get it. I get it. But nobody will take an L nowadays. Or like,
No, I don't think they can because I think their representative, what is her name? Ilhana Omar or
Il,
whatever.
Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, I'm sure that her and Waltz were deeply involved in that and like covering it up and making sure it continued. So I don't think they were able to just go out and flat out be like, "Oh yeah, we did this. You
Yeah.
caught us."
Oh yeah, they definitely were involved. I mean, that's why Walls basically retired fucking immediately. That's why like people that still defend him, it's like, okay, you're retarded. Like he literally dropped out. Like he retired. He's done. He's not running anymore. Like,
I mean, yeah, he didn't even try to defend it. He's just like, "Nope, the
yeah.
worst is yet to come for me." So
Like 2 weeks later, he announced that he's not running anymore. He's done with politics. Like, you don't think that means he's guilty and that there's fraud going on? You're still defending it? Like, you're retarded.
oh yeah, he just announced today that he's never going to run for any other political office or elected official position.
Yeah. No, he's literally going away. Like he knows he knows he's caught. But there are still people that will defend the Somalian thing and tell you that the daycares were legitimate. Oh, Nick Shirley is just racist. It's like, bro, shut up.
The Leering Center,
Yeah.
Quality Leering Center.
But yeah,
Now,
people
speaking of
won't.
that, I don't know if you talked about this on stream already, but did you see that video of that representative I was just talking about clearly getting fake attacked by the guy?
Oh my god, yeah.
That was the most staged thing. And you know it's staged because after like if you were in that position and you just got squirted by some mystery fluid, would your first reaction be to run after that person?
She goes to punch him too. She like puts her
Yeah.
hand up. So it turns out it was apple cider vinegar, they found out. So first of all, she would smell it immediately. That's vinegar. That's apple cider vinegar. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna smell that. But yeah, so in the clip, it looks like she looks directly at him and nods her head right before he
Mhm.
gets up. And then he first of all, why would he spray her in the chest? You would spray her in the face. Like if you're legitimately trying to spray a fluid on somebody, like he would spray her in the face. I'm sure she paid him $50 and said, "Spray me in the chest so I don't have to get liquid on my face or whatever."
And
Yeah,
why
he
the fuck
sprays
is apple cider vinegar?
sprays her with that shit. He kind of says something and she stands there and then she goes to punch him, but then security grabs him. If that was real, security would have taken her to the hospital and she would have been tested and they would have gotten the shirt off of her immediately. Like, there's no way that people think that shit was real. She was looking for her Trump assassination moment where she just got attacked and she said, "No, I want to stay and give my speech, because I'm so strong." And it's like,
People will stop talking about the fraud I've obviously committed if I get sprayed with acid in my face.
yeah, no, they're really trying to get the fraud to go away. I mean, that's the whole reason that all these riots are going on in Minnesota now. It's like color revolution type shit. They're just creating chaos to get the fraud out of the headlines. And again, people that just can't take the L. People that can't just say, "Okay, yeah, my side committed a bunch of fraud. You're right."
Yeah, got us.
Same thing with and it doesn't even have to be them. Like it could just be like Democrats on Twitter. Like there are still Democrats on Twitter that will tell you that no, there's no fraud. Nick Shirley's just racist. It's like, brother, just take the L. Just acknowledge that your side was committing fraud. Like that's all you have to say. I don't even like Trump, but Trump is funny as fuck. And when he did like when he worked a day at McDonald's, like that's hilarious. That's fucking funny, just objectively. But there are people that were like, "No, that's terrible. That's ridiculous." And it's like, brother, like people would like Democrats a lot more if you guys would just be honest and take L's and just be like, "Okay, yeah, Trump was funny. That was funny. He worked a day at McDonald's. He drove a garbage truck for a day. Like that's funny. Just say it's funny." But nowadays they won't take L's. Nobody will admit when their side is losing. When there was that disastrous debate between Trump and Biden, when it was very like more obvious than ever that Biden has fucking dementia. There were people on Twitter live tweeting while that was going on about how Biden is just destroying Trump in this debate. It's like, bro, Biden doesn't know where he's at. Like, that's fine. You can be a Democrat. You don't have to like Trump, but just acknowledge that Biden doesn't know where he's at right now. Like, you look stupid trying to defend him and trying to say that he's clearly dominating this debate when he's not even saying words.
Well, no, people know what they saw.
Yeah.
I mean, his own party knew what they saw. I will say this about Trump. I don't think Trump does well in debate. I mean, obviously he did well in that Biden debate because Biden was in the condition that he does. But typically, I don't think he does that well in debates.
He did great in the Hillary debates. That was like his
The
shining
Hillary
moment.
debates he did great in, but I didn't think he did great in the debate against Kamala.
No, not at all. He kind of looks stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he's not. I don't even think he's a good like politician. I think he's kind of weak as fuck. It sounds like I'm taking like the far right side, but like he doesn't pull triggers when they need to be pulled. Like the fact that the Minnesota riot stuff, like that was all going on. The BLM riots went on for weeks. Like, bro, he should have sent the army to Minnesota like fucking, weeks ago. Like you can't let these people burn down cities and like terrorize cops and law enforcement agents.
Yeah, no, I agree. And part of me thinks he does it to really make the left look bad. Like, oh, you guys burn cities and everything. Look how you respond to this. Well, yeah, he definitely could put a halt to that before it gets to the point that it's at. But why not let him?
I think he doesn't do it. I think he doesn't do it because if he sends in the army to stop, Minnesota riots are going on, people are getting shot, whatever. If he sends in the army, they're going to call him a fascist. But it's like, brother, they already call you a fascist. Like, what does it matter?
Yeah,
It's
they
kind of
already
like,
call you a fascist, a Nazi. They already think you're a totalitarian,
yeah, so just fucking
dictator.
be one. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the white people thing when it's like white people, you can either stand up for yourselves and be called a racist and like save your country, or you can let third world migrants take over your country while they still call you a racist.
We're
And
still gonna
like,
think the same thing about you.
yeah. So it's like just fucking do it. Just send in the army. Like just go fucking arrest every single person in Minnesota. Because protesting is a totally different thing. Like what's been going on in Minnesota is not protesting. Like they're breaking shit.
No,
They're
it's riots.
Yeah, it's full-blown riots, they're committing assault, they're committing harassment. Like, that's not protesting.
Obstruction of justice isn't a protest.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll stop them because he's, like, too obsessed with being liked. But it's like, dude, they don't like you. Like, they're not going to like you just because I don't know. There probably also is a little bit to what you said, like, he's letting him do it because it's just like, "Yeah, go ahead and make yourselves look fucking crazy."
Mhm.
But I don't think they feel crazy. These people don't have shame. Like, they obviously have no sense of shame. There is no.
No, the ones out there don't, but I mean, I would assume that the rest of the country watching them, like, they're gonna see that, they're gonna get sick of it, like, these people are blocking traffic. Uh, I mean, that's the best way to create a new Republican or a new person who goes against is, like, if you're on their side, like, let's say you voted Democrat, but then you have something going on in your life and you can't get to it because these people are blocking your car.
Yeah. God, I wish somebody would fucking block traffic when I was on the road, but I live in a small town, that shit doesn't happen. Man, I would just get out and start choking people out. Like, I'd be so fucking hyped if I was, like, driving to the store one day and, like, there's people with
Here we
signs
go.
blocking. I'd be like, "Dude, I've been waiting for this fucking moment. Like, this is my
Made
time to,
my
like,
day.
commit assault on people where, like, I'm justified. Like, I won't feel bad about this." Yeah,
Dude, I've seen
no.
videos of people do it, and they get out and just start swinging.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's like, what, like, whether you're blocking the road. Like, first of all, blocking the road is illegal in itself. Like, you can't stand in the fucking roadway. Like, it's not for or it's not for pedestrians. It's, I don't know. These people are fucking retarded. I can never get past the idea that these people legitimately think they're like the rebellion, and it's like, bro, you realize like all of Hollywood and CNN is on your side. Like
Yeah,
you're,
you're not rebelling against everything, you're going with what's popular.
yeah. And I say the same thing for like MAGA people. Like they coincidentally forget that like Fox News exists. You know, it's like true rebellions are not, they don't have their opinions televised at all. But if I had to pick a side, it's not the fucking left side right now. I can tell you that, you know. Generally it's neither, but if it's like someone comes to my house tomorrow and is like, are you if the Civil War starts tomorrow and I get to, you know, grab a gun and pick one side, I'm not going to the left. Like I, you know, I know that much.
Yeah,
But
hell no. And no, I mean, I would definitely say that I lean more to the right side, but in saying that, that's more of like what a Democrat was in 2004.
that's usually what I say. Like, dude, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just the Democrat from like the George Bush days, you know, back when Bill Clinton was like the man. I love all those clips of like left wingers talking about deporting. You know, this the clip going around of Hillary Clinton saying like immigrants need to learn English, and like the audience cheers for her saying that, and it's like, dude, what the fuck happened? It is definitely the plot of um what's the thing? The more immigrants they get, the more congressional seats they get. You know, they boost the number of people in the blue states, and then that's why all the sanctuary cities are blue and the sanctuary states are blue, and yeah, their whole plan is to just make it to where Democrats will never lose power again. Like they will essentially demolish the two-party system and will just be a Democratic state or a Democrat state forever. But
Which is funny because that's what they're trying to accuse Trump of doing.
yeah, well, they always accuse him of literally what they're doing. Like it's actually kind of bizarre how they literally just accuse him of what they're doing. Which I hate. I hate to use the communist thing because I don't believe that a lot of left wingers are communists. I think there are a lot of college kids that think they know what communism is and they talk about that shit, but it's not.
But they
Like,
just don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
yeah, but it is like a communist tactic to accuse the enemy of what you're doing. Like that comes out of the book. I forget the way they word it, but yeah, it's whatever you're doing and whatever you're trying to do, just accuse your enemy of doing that and then continue doing it kind of under the radar. But yeah, no, that's what they accuse Trump of doing. And it's like, bro, that's literally what you guys are doing. You guys are trying to become the only people that will ever be in power really ever again. Who else is even in chat? I literally think it's just Protomax at chat at this point. There's one person in the shadows. It might be Triple E, because Triple E is always in the shadows. Again, if it's you, Triple E, you don't have to say anything. I feel like Annie disappeared some time ago.
I had no idea that the guy that you were talking that was in chat with us last Friday was or no, maybe it was Wednesday, that was Cigar Guy.
That was his first time ever in chat. Okay, so I'll explain the Cigar Guy thing, because that might become a thing. We might be streaming on Wednesday or on Thursdays. Cigar Guy recently came back. He's on Instagram. He's got like an art page, and then he's got his own page. And I hit him up, you know, because right now he's pretty small on all of his platforms because he just came back for the first time. So I hit him up and I just said, "Would you ever do could I ever do an interview with you?" I told him I have no clout, but whatever. And he said, "Yeah, for sure." And he followed me back on Instagram, and then he subscribed to the YouTube channel. We just did our video Wednesday night. I need to edit it and get it uploaded as soon as I can. I was supposed to be editing it today, but I haven't worked on it today yet. I'll probably just edit it tomorrow. But we had such a good time doing the interview and the video that we were talking about doing live streams on Thursdays, which we could do simultaneously on this channel, and then he could stream on his channel that he's got going. It's brand new right now. But yeah, he showed up in chat on Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh, fucking A."
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I just watched the podcast that Danny and Leo did with him.
Yeah, he said he called in like a couple kind of recently, like 3 weeks ago or something. So I know he's like back in touch with them. But yeah, it'd be cool to run a weekly live stream with him, just because it's like a fucking legend. But yeah, I know he got in chat and was talking about how he's doing blackface. He was pretty funny in chat, like right away. And then coincidentally, I feel like I can talk shit about Johnny because I know he doesn't watch the episodes that he's not on. When I was talking to Casper, I told him, because he stopped by the Wednesday live stream, and he's like, "Yeah, I was watching, and I like how, I think you're good." And then I told him, I said, "We're probably looking to move on from the one guy. We're not really liking him." And he goes, "You mean the black guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah, he sucked. He was like the worst part of that stream." So that's when I really hit up. That's when me and Annie I was talking to Annie, and I was like, "Okay, we got to get rid of this guy." Like, one of my like podcast heroes just told me that this guy's dragging the show down. Like, now it's finally hitting me. I'm like, we got to get rid of him. Like, it's not working.
Yeah, it's time to wish him the best of his future endeavors.
Yeah, hit him with the future endeavors, WWE style. Yeah, no. Next week should be the first time if me and Annie's plan. I mean, our plan's gonna work out perfectly. There's no reason it wouldn't work out, but it should just go back to being me and Annie. Dude, even one of my buddies hit me up last night and texted me and said, "Dude, you gotta fucking get rid of that guy." Like, people have legitimately been hitting me up all over the place telling me you gotta fucking get rid of that guy. So
the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, it's out of my hands at this point. It's not even my decision. The people have spoken. They want you out. And we don't even want to deal with kicking him out. Like, we were like, "Dude, we'll just ghost
his
him.
ass.
We'll just mass ghost him." Like I said, I'm predicting he's going to make a burner account and show up in chat one day, which will be awesome. I'll just consider that drama for the channel. But
oh yeah, because that'll be easy to identify.
Yeah, he just sucks, dude. Last night, he was saying that last night he's had girls offer to peg him because when he's on stage doing his moves, he does gay moves and has his nails painted so girls want to fuck him in the ass. Like, dude, you have no proof of. He talks about being in a band. He's got no music to show. Like, he's not in a fucking band. He just.
Does he say what he does? Does he say he sings, or what does he do?
He says he sings. There's one clip of him on Instagram singing on a stage. He's doing some covers, like old 70s rock covers with a drummer and a guitarist. I mean, he sings better than I do, but it's not like he's
that could be elaborate karaoke.
He's doing really goofy moves. I'm about to pull this fucking clip up, actually, and make you watch it.
God, please do. I'm always down for a good shit show.
Here, let me get it pulled up on Instagram. He's even got one of the things I think is hilarious is that I don't know if you've noticed, but when you join the stream, there's an option you can click where it says co-host underneath your name.
Does he always click co-host?
Nope. So none of us ever do that because nobody cares. But if you look, he always turns on co-host. And to me, I look at this as like a psychological thing. Like he's desperate to be considered like, on his Instagram bio, it says co-host of Disco Acid Cult TV. Like, and he put that in his bio before he ever came on the stream. Like he's just very desperate to be like I'm the fucking co-host of this. Like, you know what I mean? He wants to belong to it and it thinks it belongs to him. I don't know.
Jesus.
Fucking weird guy. Let me find this clip though. I think it's from a while back. That's gonna be in his reels. Did he fucking
yeah, when you told me he wasn't gay, I was like, does he know this?
Yeah, he doesn't know it yet. Or at least he acts like he doesn't know it.
I think he needs to him and one of his buddies need to get put on a job on Brokeback Mountain, discover themselves.
Dude, he might have deleted that reel of him singing.
No, that'd be a bummer.
I really think he did. It's not on his page, which is strange. That's the only. So now there's no evidence of him being in a band at all. Just to point that out. There's just no proof of him being in any kind of band. But he will tell you that he is the singer. Oh wait, no, I found it. Sorry, you're objective.
Oh great.
All right, so again, we're on Instagram. I do not control the volume, so if you guys get your eardrums blown out, it's a bad quality video. You can't even hear too much, but I'm mostly doing this so you can watch his fucking moves, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, he is going into that.
I don't want to watch this. Dude.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's even funnier if you watch it on mute.
Well, like I said, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably just like a karaoke thing. In this post, by the way, this is from 7 weeks ago, and he says, it's been 2 to 3 years since I've been on stage.
Oh, there we go.
And it feels good to be back. Take a look at our first show in my solo band. That's the thing. He'll tell you that his band is called Johnny Glam. Like he is the star of the band. It's his solo band. There's no bassist. It's a very small setup. It's just a guy with a ponytail with a Stratocaster.
Opening up next week at Chuck E. Cheese, it's Johnny Glam.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Like, I mean, like I told you, I don't know anything about this guy. Like, there's nothing that I can like actually nail down. Like I don't even know that he really does live in LA. I don't really know. I mean, I know he drinks and does drugs because he looks like he's constantly wired and sweating his fucking ass off every time he's on the stream. But I don't know anything. He doesn't really have any friends. And he pointed out that, everyone who's ever really been on the stream has generally brought like 1 or 2 people to the live chats every once in a while. No one's ever showed up and been like, in the chat, and Johnny's like, oh yeah, that's my buddy. Like I just don't fucking know anything about him. He's always streaming from odd locations. He's just always in a different place. We noticed last stream on Wednesday, he was in a totally brand new place we'd never seen before. And I think she's homeless and he's like couch surfing right now. Dude, I sent him like over $100 worth of gear before the first stream we ever did. That's just disappeared. That's just gone. Haven't seen that shit for months. Yeah, no, there's just nothing. Like, I don't fucking know anything about him. I know his real name. I know his name. That's all I know because I had to mail him a package. And by the way, when I send him that package, this goes to Annie's theory that he's fucking homeless. He had me send it to the post office. Like,
P.O. box?
No, not even a P.O. box. So when I first asked him for his address, I'm like, where do you want me to mail this microphone and headphones to? He sent me an address and just an address. And so I sent it. And then like a couple days later, I sent it through UPS. I looked at the tracking number and it said that it was delivered. So I hit him up and I said, hey, did you get that microphone? And he said, no, not yet. And I'm like, but my thing says it was delivered. But I didn't think to say anything about it for some reason. I thought maybe the UPS thing was just messed up or whatever. So then a
No.
couple days later, I get a call. It's from the postal service in Los Angeles, and it's like, yeah, we got a package from a Robert Davis. We don't really know what this is or what you want us to do with this. Like what's going on here. So I called them back, and they're like, yeah, we got a package from you. Like, there's no PO box number. What is that? And I'm like, oh, I thought I was sending it to my friend's house. I didn't realize I'm just sending it to the post office. So I think he thinks you can just ship packages to the post office with no PO box. I'm lucky they didn't just like fucking throw it away. And then he went in there later that day and managed to pick it up. I just said, can you just please fucking hold on to it? I'll have somebody come in and pick it up. I didn't realize that I even sent it there, you know?
Yeah, the only reason that'll happen is if, like, you ship something and you don't pay for, like, the total amount of postage or something, then the post office will just, like they'll keep your package and whoever it was meant for, they'll get a slip saying, "This is here, it needs more postage, come pick it up, and you gotta pay the difference."
Yeah.
That's the only situation that would happen in, so yeah, he's definitely homeless.
Yeah. No, like, so I'm really lucky they held on to it for,
If he
like
did get that did you end up getting it back, or did he get it?
no, he got it. So he had the microphone. He's used it a couple times way back when he first came on. Never properly, by the way. I swear to God, there were times when he didn't even plug it in. He would just sit there and talk into it, or he would plug it in and not actually change the audio. He doesn't touch any buttons. So like he'll plug even that little lavalier mic that he uses sometimes. He'll plug it in, but he doesn't realize that it's like, dude, you realize you have to change the audio settings on like the streaming. Like right now, you see the buttons in front of you. Like there's a microphone button for you to mute yourself.
Yeah.
I have to mute him when we do the intro because he doesn't know how to fucking mute himself. But yeah, so he's used it a couple times incorrectly, and then it's just gone. It's just vanished.
Oh,
I'm like,
dude, he needed a fix, and that shit's in a pawn shop now.
I told Annie. That's what I told to Annie. I said, I would bet you money he sold that shit for drugs. Like it's in a pawn shop. It's $100 microphone. Like I wouldn't actually complain about. It's a Blue Yeti. It's like everyone's first starter podcast mic. I used it like twice before I upgraded to I upgraded to the mic that Protomax has now, actually, a Shure microphone. But and then Trey actually has my Rode mic still. If I ever want to get that back, I could go to his house and get it, no problem. So if he did take that shit to a pawn shop, I guarantee you he got $20 for it total. Maybe
That's what I was thinking. Just enough for one hit.
he might have gotten $10 though. But it's like, and me and Annie have talked about this. Like it's like we don't even want to spend the fucking time like hitting him up about shit. Like we don't even want to have him on one more stream. We don't want to deal with kicking him off. We don't want to deal with like. I just don't. I mean, this is literally all he has. I think he'll cry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
think he would cry. He legitimately thinks that we're going to become like $1 million streamers with his audio quality. I'm like, Johnny, do you realize there's a million other podcasts out there that sound infinitely better than you howling into your fucking microphone, like saying retarded shit? Like, who do you think is listening to this? I don't know. The fact he sold it is shameless and more than enough reason to kick him off that explanation. Yeah, no, we're definitely going through with the plan. We're going through with the Mass Ghost plan. That's gonna be it. I need to tell everyone in the Discord, like I'll tell Fizz and Shit Piss, if he does show up in chat somehow. Annie's original plan was don't block him on YouTube. Let him come on YouTube and let him get in chat. But we and everyone in chat, we're gonna pretend like we don't see his.
Just ignore him.
Yeah, just pretend like we don't see it at all. But I knew I would start laughing if I saw him in.
Yeah. Dude, Annie's ruthless.
Annie is kind of ruthless. It's kind of nice though to find a girl that's actually ruthless like that. She also just mentioned that her husband is down to come on stream whenever he gets a chance, which I want him to because her husband's actually badass.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He completely derails any conversation. Yeah, as soon as he starts talking, the mood dies. Me and Annie are always texting when we're on stream with him. But if anyone notices, me and her will be looking down when he's talking.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, and Casper literally said that. He's like, yeah, that guy like kills the vibe as soon as he, and he kind of talks the same way I do in terms of like monologuing, which I hate to admit that I do, but fuck it, it's my show. I can do that if I want. Sometimes I'll get on a good 1 to 2 minute rant. But like, dude, he'll talk for like fucking 5 minutes straight. And it's like, dude.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
or it's something that's just completely like, yeah, like the whole The fucking Tommy Lee and John 5 thing.
God, that's and
There's
I'm like,
no
dude,
basis to that whatsoever.
I'm like, dude, you realize like these people can sue you for this shit. Like, you're lucky we're not a big podcast. You're literally making claims that these guys are swingers and are fucking each other. Like, yes, I'm all for talking shit, and I will talk endlessly about whooping Jimmy Kimmel's ass. But I think people can watch and understand that I'm joking when I say I'm going to whoop Jimmy Kimmel's ass. But when you get on here and legitimately claim that you have real evidence that Tommy Lee and John 5 are having sex and they're swinging with their wives, like, you're slandering, dude. Like, you're now committing slander,
Yeah,
and these
well, what
people
are
are
they
going
going to assume? What are they going to assume for his nail polish?
yeah, he has nail polish that apparently attracts girls with strap-ons, according to him. And that's what Annie hates about him the most, is that whatever you mention, he immediately knows that he's an expert on it, or he has it. She mentions a bidet toilet, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got a bidet." Bro, you don't have a place. Like, you don't have a room, brother.
Your bidet is a fucking hose outside of whatever encampment you're staying outside of.
I've had you up for like an hour. Okay, Shitpiss, you're the mystery guy that's been lurking in the shadows. Much appreciated, dude. No, it's all good. Keep gaming. Keep gaming. But yeah, no, it's just, like, dude, anything you talk about. One of the times we got on stream, we talked about this guy that was on the hills that's apparently going to run for like mayor of Los Angeles. And before we went live, Johnny literally was like, "Oh, I've never heard of that guy." And I'm not even kidding. We go live like an hour later, and he brings up the subject and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I just saw an interview with that guy. Apparently, he's like super conservative." And me and Annie texted and we're like, "What the fuck? He just told us he doesn't know anything about this guy." Now we're on stream and he's like a fucking expert on this guy. Like I said, he's the guy, he's the kid on the playground that said his uncle works for Game Freak and he knows all the Pokemon secrets. But he just never grew up, and now it's Johnny.
Yeah, I can't stand people like that just have to constantly one up somebody in a conversation.
Yep, it's the one upper. It's the I've got that. I've done that. I've been there. When we talked about Groiper OnlyFans chicks, he told me he has sex with Groiper OnlyFans girls.
Did you ask him which ones?
No, because I don't even believe he's having sex with girls. Like,
That's hilarious.
I mean, do you think that guy's banging OnlyFans chicks? No, OnlyFans chicks are generally hot, especially he's talking Los Angeles OnlyFans chicks. Dude, Annie started getting pissed when there was this one time he told us he was going to a party with Evan Stanley, Paul Stanley's son. Literally told us this specific night, "I'm going to a party at Evan Stanley's tonight." Annie goes to Evan Stanley's Instagram. He's literally posting Instagram stories from Utah with the location on, like currently in Utah. So Annie hits up Johnny and said, "What's up with this? You said you're at a party with Evan Stanley. He's literally in Utah." And he literally said, "Oh, I just got done at the party, but he's probably got a plane. He's, rich celebrity dad. He probably got to Utah as soon as the party was done." Like that's why we don't ever feel like calling him out on this shit, because he'll just say shit like that. And then he'll laugh about it and he thinks Annie's like fucking around. And it's like, no, bro, she caught you in a lie and she's calling you out on it. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're going to laugh about it and then make up some other story? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is how Wednesday stream is going to go. I think me and Annie might just dedicate the whole stream to just airing this guy out after having mass ghosted him.
That's so funny. I do like your guys' original plan though, of letting him in the chat and then just not acknowledge. Like we're all in on it, just don't acknowledge him. But yeah, it would be really hard to keep a straight face.
That's the only reason I said no. I'll just block him, because as soon as I saw Sleaze TV, that was his original plan to start his own channel, was Sleaze TV. I also can't stand his like rockin' first of all, I'm like the first guy to be like, yeah, I fucking love 1980s rock and roll, Guns N' Roses, but like last night, the way that we were talking about people virtue signaling about Minnesota, and he finds a way to go, it's because these kids can't go see Guns N' Roses on the Strip, bro. That's why these kids are talking about ICE and they're obsessed with politics, because they can't go see GNR on the Strip. And I'm like, you're such a faggot, dude. Like, we're not even talking about that.
Yeah, just intentionally trying to interject shit.
Yeah, fucking A. Well, shit, you want to call it?
Yeah, we can call it. Did you want to go into the Pokemon thing at all?
What? Yeah, I'm down. What do you got about it? I mean, do you have anything specific or?
Well, no, I don't have a problem with people that collect Pokemon cards or anything, but like, have you seen all the what do they call them? Scalpers? Have you seen the videos of the scalpers and like people fighting over this shit?
We've seen some clips. Proto Max, if he's still around, he's a big, like I said, he collects, he sells. So we've done a couple clips. There was one we pulled up where dudes were bringing scales to the store, and
Yeah, to
apparently,
try to find the holographic cards.
yeah, straight up like drug dealing scales. By the way, like smoke shop scales you'd sell heroin with. Yeah, they'd weigh a pack looking for the, little heavier cards than usual.
Yeah, and
They
then there's guys that'll fight each other at the vending machines.
Yep, they show up, they buy the entire shelf. It's a bummer because now what happens is stores like Target and GameStop will limit you to like 2 packs per person. So you're ruining it for the kid that's got like $40 and legitimately wants to buy 4 packs because he enjoys them. And they're ruining it for the kids that enjoy it because it's like you just bought out the whole shelf at Target and now fucking little Timmy that just made $5 mowing lawns, if kids even still do that anymore, comes down and wants to buy a pack of cards. And, some 43-year-old fat guy bought them all out.
Yeah, no, and that's the shitty thing. It's bums that won't get rid. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you want to collect and have a hobby, that's one thing, and even if you want to sell, that's one thing. But if
Yeah.
you're a scalper, I mean, I saw a video of like apparently a bunch of card shops across America are like getting bulletproof glass and like metal gates because people are breaking into the stores to steal shit. And yeah, the profit margin is so small. Is it
That's
worth
the thing. You can't be making a good living just doing that. Like you've got to be scraping by, and you just don't want to get a job.
No, they're buying boxes for 25 or whatever it sells for in store, like $25 for a booster box, and then they're turning around and selling it for 35 on eBay. So you're doing all that work for $10 of profit. Like I realize if you do that 200 times, you made $200, or you made $2,000, but
I don't think when I was a kid, I'm sure there were scalpers, but it was not to the level that it is today. When I
no,
was
you
a
could go
kid,
anywhere and you could find what you're looking for.
oh yeah, they were never out of the cards. And when I was a kid, kids were always trading. I'm sure there were older people that traded and sold. And yeah, like you said, if you want to collect them and you want to sell cards here and there, that's fine. But when you're just buying out the entire inventory of Walmart, it's like, dude, you really got to think about this. Or, like I said, if you're a fucking 16-year-old kid and you buy a whole shelf's worth of shit because you have the money and you're going to keep them, maybe sell a couple here and there. And it's just the fact the scalpers, they don't even like that shit. They don't like Pokemon. They don't know anything about Pokemon. They just figure out what will sell for money, sell it, as opposed to kids who are actually into it. And, that's the main thing. I feel bad for the kids. It's like, dude, they've got this hobby that's like being ruined by fat dudes. Do you remember that episode of Powerpuff Girls? God, it's so funny how that like came true. There's an episode of Powerpuff Girls with people think it was like a commentary on pedophilia.
I used to watch the Powderpuff Girls, so I mean, if you describe it, I probably would know.
It's the fat guy. Hold on, I think I might have found a clip. It's this fat guy named Lenny, and he's obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls, and he collects all this shit. Okay,
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I found it. Let me pull the clip up. I don't even give a fuck if I get a copyright for this. This is what it reminds me of, this guy, except this guy doesn't seem to sell anything, I guess. He seems to collect it all, but this is what I think of. This guy is what I think of when I think of these Pokemon card scalpers.
Yep.
And for today's purchase, the posable Blossom doll with laser-light eyes and realistic hair.
Holy hoarders! This has got to be the most complete collection of Powerpuff paraphernalia on the planet!
Powerpuff to the rescue!
It's like the guy from Toy Story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the guy that does that really great cleaning scene with Woody.
Yeah.
Except this guy, at least this guy actually seems to be a fan of, you know what I mean? Like he just did that Powerpuff Girls to the rescue thing. The scalpers, I imagine, aren't even actually fans of Pokemon.
No, because if they were, they'd be like actually hunting product, you know?
And then I think in this episode, doesn't he go on to kidnap them? Like that he decides to actually complete the collection, he has to kidnap them.
I think that's usually how it goes. That's how it goes in Toy Story. That's how it went in Ted. Like you remember? Did you ever see Ted?
The Family Guy movie?
Yeah, with the bear, the Seth MacFarlane movie about the bear that comes to life.
Yeah, no, I actually haven't seen the whole thing.
Oh, well, fuck! Spoiler alert. That's how that ends. Is that some like obsessed fan comes to steal him?
Somebody abducts the bear? That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I've seen the first bit of that movie when, like the story of them and when Mila Kunis, I know it's Mila Kunis, but I say Mila Kunis, when she tells him he's got to dump his best friend or whatever. Which, by the way,
he goes up and he just wants to sit there and smoke weed with it all day.
Yeah, which, by the way, I would dump any friend for Mila Kunis. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, I would have fucking ripped that bear's arms off and beat him with it.
Yeah, if Mila Kunis was my girlfriend and she was like, you need to stop hanging out with him, I'd be like, dude, say less. The Mila Kunis thing is so funny with her being like 14 in that 70s show.
I know, that's crazy.
But, yeah, I don't know. These fucking scalpers. There are people that ruin everything, though. Like, people scalp show tickets. People, I mean, we just live in the era of just people ruining shit. Like, everyone just ruins everything is what it seems like,
It's that fucking hustle culture.
Yeah, just to fucking, like, not get a job culture. I don't know. At least just be broke. Like, just if you don't want to get a job, I don't care, but just be broke. Like, just accept the fact that you're broke. Like, don't go ruin kids' hobbies and shit.
No, join an LMM. Sell Kirby vacuums. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, that is a better thing to do. That makes me think of the Chris Watts guy that killed his wife and kids. His wife was in one of those multi-level.
Dude, his wife seemed, and I know this because like I talked about it with the girls at work. His wife seemed annoying as fuck.
There's a whole subreddit about how the whole thing's basically her fault. Like, she's the reason that he freaked out and killed her.
She's awful.
She's a terrible person. She was like obsessed with going live on Facebook and like showed the kids off. There's a whole the whole subreddit is like, she's a terrible mother. Chris Watts deserved better. Or her name's Shanann. She is the reason that Chris Watts killed her dumbass and those kids. Like,
she seemed very unlikable.
There's a lot to that case that's really interesting though. Like, they were like heavily in debt. Her whole thing with that company she worked for, she didn't sell shit, but she had to continue buying it because that's how it works. You buy.
Yeah, that's how MLMs go.
Yeah. So they were in debt. They were like heavily in debt, and they were about to lose the house because of her, because she wanted to drive a fancy car and she wanted to work for this MLM. And so, yeah, everyone in the subreddit is like, yeah, fuck her. Of course, Chris Watts killed her bitch ass. Like,
yeah, dude, he had that hot woman on the side. He knew she was pregnant again. He's like, I don't want to fucking deal with this again.
Oh, yeah, dude, that video of her announcing that she's pregnant to him is so depressing. The way he's just not excited at all. And of course, she's live streaming it on Facebook. It's a bummer. He could have just killed himself, for being honest. But he had that ass on the side, so he wanted to keep that going.
Yeah, that was his whole motivation. He's like, I'm gonna get away with this, and I'm just gonna have my happily ever after.
Yeah, you got to think about it though. Like, bro, just fucking get a divorce. Like, no matter what, a divorce is easier than killing.
Dude, I was obsessed with that case too because I've watched a lot into it, and there's that scene. I don't know if you've watched any documentaries, but there's that scene where the cops are interviewing him at his neighbor's house, and the neighbors have a Ring camera, and they catch him like backing his truck into the garage and leaving, and you just see him start to bleed sweat.
Yeah, it's a crazy case. There's a lot of good videos on it because it's. Yeah, you're literally watching in real time as he watches himself getting caught with cops at his neighbor's house. And then as soon as he leaves, even his neighbor tells the cops that he's not acting right. That dude's looking real weird right now.
Yep.
And he knows he's fucked. He's got his hands on his head. And there's a channel that like was observing that, and they're like, bro, this guy like can't breathe. That's him trying to catch a breath, like hands over the head. Yeah, you feel bad for that guy a little bit. I mean,
a little bit.
Killed 2 little kids, but you feel bad for him because he had that fucking retarded fat wife. And then he should have just got a divorce. He should have just got the fucking divorce. Dude, no matter what, getting a divorce is easier than killing your wife and kids. Like, it is, no matter what, it will always be easier.
Yeah, I've got to imagine it's much easier in Colorado because that's where it took place, right? It was Colorado.
Yeah, Boulder, Colorado. One of
Yeah,
those.
you're probably way better off in Colorado as a guy getting a divorce than you are in California.
Yeah, one of those like true crime hotbeds. Like everything happens in Colorado or Florida.
Yep.
And for some reason, it's Boulder, Colorado. That's where the John Benet Ramsey thing happened too. But yeah, no, it's a great subreddit. It's just everyone fucking hates her. Everyone's just like,
I'm
dude,
gonna
this.
look at that right as soon as we get off.
I forget what it's called exactly. Let me find it really quick. Yeah, this whole subreddit, they just constantly post about how it was Shanann Watts' fault. And they know everything. Like they can tell you the financial situation of the family when this shit happened. I don't remember. There's one called Watts Free for All, and the 4 is the number 4, Watts Free for All. That might be it. I think that might be it. And then there's a couple. There's some good subreddits. Of course, you know, it's Reddit, so you got to watch out. You'll run into your random. You'll be in like the John, I don't know, you'll be in like the Black Magic subreddit, and then you come across like people are talking about ice just because it's Reddit, and it's like, God, get me the fuck out of here. But yeah, there are good subreddits for the Watts case, and
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
the interrogation videos with him are also awesome when he's just sticking to a story and then he starts crying to his dad.
I was gonna say, yeah, because he confessed to his dad.
He told his dad that Shanann was killing the girls, and then he killed Shanann. That's
And
what
he
he
walked
first.
in and like tried to stop it, but it was too late.
That's what he first told them. Which I think maybe if he would have stuck with that, he might have been able to keep that going. I don't know, but either way, you know, guy's in prison now. The guy probably has a boyfriend named Chester.
I think he gets a lot of marriage proposals.
Oh yeah, you know he's one of those guys that girls like a Ted Bundy type.
Yep.
Probably also has a girlfriend. I think that Nicole chick like ditched him immediately too, which is a bummer.
Yeah, she ditched him and then she started Googling, like, did people hate Amber Fry when the Scott Peterson news broke? She was herself as the Amber Fry of that situation, which she was.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's a bummer that girls will do that. Girls will encourage you to murder your family, and then as soon as you get caught, they just ditch you.
Yep.
That's all you need to know about women. That's what you got to know about girls. If you ever got some ass on the side and you think it's worth it to kill your family, just know that she will ditch you as soon as you get caught.
Oh yeah.
There are also people that basically blame that whole thing on her. And they also think that like she was there. Like there are people that think she was there when the murders were happening, and she basically orchestrated the whole thing. Which I guess I wouldn't be surprised. That seems like a girl thing to do to another girl.
Yeah, nothing surprises me there.
Yeah, girls are fucking vicious.
But yeah, man, I'm done to call it tonight. I gotta piss like a racehorse again.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, shit. I'll be back on Tuesday Proto Max. Wednesday will be the drama stream. I should be on Thursday with Casper for the first time. We'll see how that goes. See if he's actually free to do that shit. And then, yeah, we'll be back on Friday.
Cool. I'm gonna go to the mall this weekend and get a bunch of equipment and stuff. So I should have better production quality next Friday.
Oh, hell yeah. Right on, right on.
So yeah, if you got any recommendations for shit, send it to me.
Let me know what you plan on getting, and then I'll let you know what I know about
Probably
it.
a mic and a better camera, and obviously a background.
Okay, right on. The mic, dude, damn near just get that Blue Yeti mic. I can send you the one that I sent Johnny.
Yeah, just send me the link to what it was.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you some stuff.
Cool.
Right on, right on. I'll blow out some eardrums. I'll hit the outro. I'll catch all of you guys soon.
Alrighty.
And we're all here today to groove and have a beautiful time together, and that it's only the beginning. Sometimes I think I'm drunk, and then I realize I am drunk. Sometimes I